Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Practice Pulse podcast. I am your guest or host, Dr. Aditi Agarwal. Looks like I took a really long summer off, didn't I? It is a real my pleasure to start off the new season with none other than Miss Anne Duffy. She is so amazing. She is a true trailblazer. She's a true trail maker in dentistry. And it is my honor to have her here today. She is a registered dental hygienist. She's also the founder of a dental entrepreneur woman, which is, if a lot of you who don't know about it, it started out as a magazine and has now grown into a movement. And I am so thrilled to have you on, Anne. And so welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Aditi. Well, we are fast, well, old friends, but just fast friends, right? I mean, you and I connected, and then, we get in a lot of trouble together, and that's a lot of fun. And it's been wonderful to follow your journey as I've, you know, t- you know, trailblazed mine, and together we're doing amazing things. So thank you for having me.
No, absolutely. You are such a connector and have laid the path for not just me, but for many, many women in dentistry to be able to showcase what they're doing, to thrive. You've brought this authenticity in leadership that I have not honestly. I've been a practicing dentist for 22 years. I have not met any other person to bring who brings that kind of authenticity as you do. So thank you so much for doing that and for opening up your home, your heart, and all this space around you for all these women in dentistry who want to do better things and
Hmm.
giving them this platform, this leg up to say, hey, you know what? I got you. Here's a place where I will give you a way to step. And then you also provide shoulders for them to cry on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
not only do you provide the steps to make forward movement, but you also provide the shoulder to cry on, which is truly a rare thing. So thank you, Anne.
Oh, well, thank you. I like to think also, Aditi, I give them pom poms to really celebrate the wins, right? I mean, because we're doing it. We are really doing it in this industry right now. It is our time to shine, and it's just so fun to see the strength that is, inside of every woman in dentistry that I've met. Just to be able to come forth with confidence um, and earnest desire to do better, to be better, to grow, not only in the business life of dentistry, but also in their personal lives. And I've loved watching that happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell me how did you come up with do? And what is your story behind that?
Oh, the origin story. I know I love telling it. If anyone's heard one of my podcasts, you've heard it, but it always has a little bit of a sweet meeting when I do have a chance to share. So thanks for asking. I am a hygienist, a registered hygienist, practiced for 46 years clinically. And in my early 40s, Aditi, after 6 state boards and 10 moves, my husband, Tom, and you know Tom, he is so sweet, but he came home, he said, I'm going to quit my corporate job. I'm going to start my own business. And I said, that is amazing because you're the smartest man I know. And we're going to be millionaires right away. And I can't wait. And I'm a really great corporate wife and blah, 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 blah. And guess what? As an entrepreneur starting from scratch, a chemical company, it was not that easy. And so about 2 years into his entrepreneurial journey, I realized I needed to make more money. And a lot of women that are listening here, we're all spinning plates, right? Someone's got to take the kids to soccer and ballet and all those things. And so I started side gigs where I could work remotely from home in my own time. And golly, I think you know this, I had a fresh breast center. I actually was selling toothpaste and mouth rinse to eliminate halitosis, did the breast center, met a guy on the trade show trade show floor that was just starting Dental Entrepreneur Business Beyond the Classroom, which was a magazine going to all the dental schools twice a year on the basically Business 101. I had a lot of passion around that. I thought, I've worked in so many different offices around the country, and I'm like, well, they really need some business acumen, and we know the schools don't have time to give it to them. So that's how I got started into publishing. And 2 or 3 years in, he had no dental passion. He was a journalist, and he was going to just let it go. And I said, well, I'll just buy it from you. I was a founder with him, like all the advertising. So I bought Dental Entrepreneur, was doing that. It's kind of switched gears and focused on that. And then lo and behold, one of my dear friends that was in marketing and one of the big three was just a dear friend. She'd be the one, we go to trade shows. She'd put my shoes under her booth and my extra magazines. And she was, when she picked up the phone, I called her on a Thursday afternoon out of the clear blue. And I go, hey, Sue, how you doing? She's crying hysterically because her boss had written in her 360 review that her smile was insincere. It looked like she was plotting something against the company. I'm like, that's insane, Sue, because you're the most sincere person I know. Dang it, I am just going to start another magazine because I want to start a magazine for women to highlight the amazing women in dentistry. And they're smart, they're brilliant, actually. They love beauty, they love caring, they're amazing. They're spinning 10 plates. I don't care what you're doing. Women spin 10 plates. And so that's how Do started with the magazine. And as I'm saying this, Aditi, it strikes me that I wouldn't know you if it weren't for Do. So this is the benefit of starting something like this. And that night on the back porch, and if you know me, you know that I like a good martini. And I had a martini with my husband. I said, I'll just call this new magazine Dental Entrepreneur Woman because I already have Dental Entrepreneur. And that was it. It was not anything thought out. Like I never dreamed when I was a young person, I hope I can run a movement for women in dentistry and have a retreat and have all the tiers that we have in the magazines and all that. No, it was just I was mad. Don't make a woman mad because you will be sorry or you'll be happy. And then we just rallied around each other.
Or we might create a movement.
Or we might create a movement. Exactly. That's right. And we did. And it's not me. I opened a door. You said something earlier in the interview that I opened my home and my heart. But that is one of the things that I've done some work on purpose and things like that. And one of the things that came up for me was hospitality. And when you said that, I'm like, well, no wonder I'm doing this. I'm like, hey, come on. And everybody can sit at my table. And it can drive some people crazy because it gets very crowded around the table. But I do love those lovely times when you and I have lately, we talked about, had some special time, just the two of us and with a small group. So that's how Do started, and it's incredible. We've got a retreat coming up, and we've got just all sorts of yummy things. Our next edition is going to come to release on Friday, so I'm excited for that.
I'm so excited to.
And this is your edition. I have a little filter on life, but isn't that gorgeous? Aditi was on. You were on my cover Do back in the spring of 2025. And so I hope if someone's listening to this Practice Pulse
episode
that you will go to Do Life and look at your edition, because I love your story, Aditi. And you talk about coming from the heart and just being authentically you, which you always are. I mean, one thing about you is I don't know, you're just as authentic as they come as well. And I'm just always amazed at how you built this amazing company while practicing, while raising kids, while growing a multi-level business of all different things going on. You're the epitome of a Do extraordinaire. So
no, it's the joy. It's the joy that it brings, and it's like you said, Anne, somebody told me, wouldn't it be better to be breaking glass ceilings than fitting into glass slippers? And I could never fit into a glass slipper. So I figured, what else can I do? So let's break a glass ceiling.
Why not? That's so interesting too, Aditi, because with women, I mean, honestly, a lot of us have created our own ceiling. It's like we just don't you can't stop us. And so we've created, like, I just made myself the CEO. I mean, I'm running a business now, right? And so I don't know if I ever would have made it to the CEO level of another company, but I certainly have done that here. And I think that's where the entrepreneurial nature comes from women. Actually, we just have to create our own ceiling, and then we're just going to bust through, and then we're going to drag everybody with us, right?
Right. Right.
Well, that, and then they will push us up. We're halfway up the ladder.
Yeah.
I think women will help us get to the very top.
Oh, absolutely. I was reading a very interesting book where they were talking about how women in leadership move. And she said that, back in the day, it was where you climb a corporate ladder, right?
Mhm.
It's a ladder that there are steps and you go step by step. And with women in leadership, I think you have to consider this like a jungle gym. You're not
Oh,
you're not you're not going step by step. You're leaping, you're bouncing, you're rebounding, and you're doing all these different things because you're no longer climbing upwards. You are climbing sideways, you're climbing upwards, you're bringing people with you. It's That's why there's so much movement.
yeah.
And I think that's why women in leadership, we create movement because
Yes.
we're not it's not a linear climb up. We're
Yeah.
literally all over the place.
Yeah, but that's true. And sometimes we fall down, but we get up, especially when we have our help
Yeah.
from our friends. And then also we don't stop. You're not going to keep us down. You're not going to keep us off the jungle gym. I mean, I'm sorry. We're going to keep on going. That's so true. But it is, you're right. It's not the ladder. That's the awesome
Yeah,
analogy.
absolutely. It's not the latter anymore.
Yeah.
And we have coined, I think I do, this amazing saying that the answer is in the ladies' room. And it is so absolutely, absolutely true. And what does that make you feel, Anne, when you hear that?
Oh my gosh. Well, I always have a little smile on that because that actually was coined from Tom, my hubby. The answer is in the ladies' room, and I can't take credit for coining that. I was on the back porch with Tom. Another time I was on the back porch with him, and I remember someone sharing the answer in the room all the time. The answer in the room, the answer in the room, and I wanted it to be something like the answer in the do room. And he goes, "What about the answer in the ladies' room?" And I'm like, "That's it." Because the answer is in the ladies' room. How many times have we been in the ladies' room when we have figured something out that was like an aha, right?
Yeah.
Or even just something serious, or something as simple as like, what lipstick are you wearing, right?
Yeah.
And it is true. If you want something solved, you ask a woman to help you, and we always come up with that. And especially when we've got arms locked and we've got the code of ethics that that's a vault, all the beautiful things that we have within our community. But yeah, it's true. We have solved many problems together, and we will solve many problems going forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I think it's the complete synergy of women linking arms and really being collaborative, in
Mhm.
their approach toward problem solving versus, ego driven. It actually helps to get to solutions much faster. And you're right. The answers is, I firmly believe, in the ladies' room.
It's funny that you said that too. It struck me, collaboration is really key, right, Aditi? We can connect all day long, but what resonates with me and with, honestly, our members and all people that really like to help each other is the collaboration. Like, what are you saying about someone when they're not in the room? Who are you advocating for when you hear a job come up, or who are you advocating for even an award? I just won an award and somebody recommended me, and I don't even know who it was, but I wasn't in the room and they recommended me. And I think this is what is so powerful, because it's a little bit more organized instead of just, oh, we got this thing going and we're gonna, I want to connect you all. It's a web that we are
Mhm.
building, and it's honestly, and we're all includers. We're includers. And a lot of people will like to come in They're welcome to come in and sit at the table. They just might stay for hors d'oeuvres and not stay for dessert, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But we're going to have dessert for you. We will have dessert, and it's very yummy. And then we hope you come back the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And again, it's not like we just need each other.
Yeah.
I need you, Aditi, just as much as you need me. And I think every do that comes in, I've learned something from them. And I hope that they've learned something from me and the community and the conversation and the helpful nature that we have.
No, absolutely. I mean, what you were talking about is pretty much mentorship within the Do
Yes.
movement,
Mm-hmm.
And, I have seen that firsthand after attending a couple of Do retreats, that there's definitely this feeling of mentorship and within the retreat and even outside of it. I think
Mm-hmm.
when we were at that meeting in at Dental Nachos, just a few months ago. Again, it was that whole mentoring the younger generation to find themselves, to help find their
Yeah.
answers, whether they are in dentistry or not. You know, even if they're not in dentistry, just mentoring the next generation of
Yeah.
finding their voice, of finding their whole center. And I think that's what I found was very profound with Do. Have
Yeah.
you uh, witnessed firsthand any like mentee mentor relationship within Do that has been like super successful?
Absolutely. And it's ironic because you think, at my age, I think that I'm always the mentor. And that is so not true. Age has nothing to do with being a mentor. I have been mentored by these young women that are just getting started, that are eager. They give you energy, they give you ideas. I mean, especially the tech thing. Of course, you're so smart in the tech industry. I mean, you're a genius. And I've learned so much from every single person. So, and I love hearing stories. I love mentoring. I love helping them, young women and older women. I mean, we all just need help every once in a while. We need a pat on the back, or we need to help see something more clearly, get over a hurt that, just like that'll stab us in the heart. We're like, okay, snap out of it. Instead of snapping out of it, we kind of walk you through it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
thank God for Mel Robbins and the Let Them Theory. That's been a big help for all of us, I think. But that's another thing that we shared, that in, like, hey, have you read it? Have you read it? And I haven't tattooed it on my arm yet, but I mean, that's what we should say. What would a do? Because that
Yeah,
is true.
absolutely.
How we come about that. But I think, I never thought about having an organized mentorship within Do, even though it has developed into one.
Hmm.
And that is the one thing that women, excuse me, love. They
Hmm.
love relationshiping. They, and I believe in finding multiple communities as we grow through life. I love my bunco group in my neighborhood. I learn a
Yeah.
lot there, and I learn a lot in Do. And I spent some time at Mommy Dentist I saw Grace at when we were at ODA at the Ohio Dental Association, and Sharon Parsons and Effie Hapshaw and we were down there for Women in Dentistry. And I mean, it's just wonderful when you think about women are starting to take their place at the table, and we are bringing other women to sit next to us there, which is wonderful.
Yes, no, absolutely. I mean, just for example, with the Grace and Mommy Dentist, they did a first all women mission trip organized by dentists and for dentists in Vietnam. That was for Operation Smile, and this was
Wow.
this earlier this year. That I think there were a group of 15. I could be mistaken, but I think there were about 15 women dentists that went down to Vietnam. It was again completely organized from A to Z by women and women dentists, and they served a lot of children over there. It was mostly focused on peds, and but it was a movement, and they
Oh,
just
wow.
Operation Smile just recently had a gala where Grace invited the moms who or the dentists who went and served to come sit at the table at the gala. It wasn't like she represented The group, it was, she said, the group is here to represent us. It was
Wow.
never a me, it was an us.
That's a beautiful thing. I love that. That is just so cool. And I would love to do something like that with Do. We've got so much, we have so many resources within Do. And of course, in our retreat, we're going to do scholarships. We've got a Do Good Fund that we're putting together. We love America's Tooth Fairy. We're supporting them, and Dress for Success. We're kind of outside of dentistry because I was just off a team call, and we're asking every Do to bring an outfit that's in their closet. We want to bring it in a dry cleaning bag that you love but you're not wearing anymore. And we're gonna donate to that local Dress for Success here in Charlotte, which is just amazing what they do. It's funny how you think until you start like digging in and seeing what they do and actually showing up at the calls. You just realize that what a great organization that is. But to do a mission trip abroad, that's a wonderful thing. And to bring women together, because that's how you stick your community. That's how your community becomes stickier and stickier. And that's what we want. That we know that we're not alone, right? We're not alone. You can always reach out and, like I say, call a Do. So
Yeah, no,
neat.
absolutely, absolutely. There's so many challenges women leaders face already today, right? And what, in your perspective, what would you say is the biggest challenge the women in leadership are facing today?
That's a hard one to answer. I honestly think what's really hard is that women have so many hats they have to wear. I just really do. I see it, like I remember when, our first thing was to highlight women, then inspire, empower. And I actually said I wanted to show them why they want to be empowered, how they can be empowered, because I think men can find an idea and go laser focused to it. We wear so many freaking hats. And so to find the time, the energy, and all that to lead, you have to be able to delegate. And I know a lot of us like to hold on to everything that we've ever started because we are the only ones that can really do it right. Right. And so we've got to let go of some of that perfectionism and spread the joy of tasks that have to be done. And I think that's a muscle that we are continuously having to flex and make it stronger. Because, is it really that important to sit in the CEO spot of a huge, big company? I mean, do you really want to do that? Or do you want to just be in your own lane and be your leader and grow something for you? There's a lot of questions there. And I think you can have whatever you want if you put the right people around you and you're willing to be afraid. I'm telling you, it's scary. It is scary to build something that you're solely responsible for, because it always is the leader. I mean, even practice by numbers. I mean, you and I were laughing. Like, I get calls all the time about things, and I'm trying to lead this, and you the same thing. Like, there's an office, if I call you, hey, Aditi, how you do, right? So it always flows up to the leader, and that's a lot of flow, but putting things in place and letting them, and then letting me do the things that bring me joy, that I know that I can lead with grace and not be totally burnt out, because we have what we're doing, you and I and everybody that's listening to this, it's bigger than we'd like to think. And if we get burnt out, who's going to do it? Right? Exactly. If not you, who? And if not now, when? I mean, and I look at that sometimes and I think, keep on going, but I think we have to release some of the task to other people. I don't know. I think that's the big part of it. I don't know. What do you think?
I honestly think I very much agree with you, because leadership for women is different than for men. Let's just call a spade, right? They don't have, peanut butter stained hands pulling in their pants while they're trying to send an email. It just doesn't happen, right? So definitely, but I would say that is also our strength, and it is also a weakness, right? I think this is one of those great paradoxes where we are in this unique situation now in society, in life, that we have opportunities that are, so amazing, and they require so much focus. But, there's something about womanhood and motherhood. They always
Mhm.
say it takes a village to raise a child, right?
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
that's an old, old, old saying. And this was when women were only doing, you know, one thing, raising
Yeah.
children. And at that time, it took a village. So now it should take a whole freaking continent. So,
Oh, you know it. Oh my gosh. I got to tell you that is just so true. I've been married. Tom and I married 50 years, right? And the last time I went away on a trip, I made a list of things that I would love him to do, and he actually got them all done. And I'm like, why haven't I not been leaving this man a list the last 10 years? Because he was happy to do it, but I think he knows what needs to be done, and
yeah,
God bless him. So that's one thing. If you've got somebody, you have a partner, when you leave town, make a list up and ask them to, could you possibly do these things? So I think sometimes we don't communicate. We just do it all ourselves.
yeah,
And I think those are leadership traits that we need to, like, again, we can understand that within women, right? We can laugh about it, but we can actually change the trajectory of the list, and
yeah.
just by making a simple request and being clear communicators on what needs to be done. Of course, that's leadership, and I'm still learning. I don't think we ever stop learning how to be a better leader.
No, no, it's always a wheel that keeps turning, because every day you are never what you were yesterday. Today is,
Yes.
you're hopefully changing just a little bit at a time. And that brings me to one question: creating a thriving space. Like, I know it's a passion of yours to create space for women so that they can truly thrive. And how do you even do that in practice? And then what advice would you give to listeners if they want to create spaces?
Okay, so
Whether
uh,
it's at home or in their workplace, whether it's in their practice, you know, how can you create places that thrive?
well, I think it goes back to what you said in the very beginning, authenticity. Like, some women don't want to have everybody come into their house and
Mhm.
have a party. Do what fits you. Do what fits you. But what we know we can do is be grace filled and graceful for everybody we meet. We can smile. That's easy. That's free. We can say thank you. That's free. We can say I love you. That's free. And so I think that we all have the capacity to build a community. And it starts with you. It starts with you. Say, if you don't have anybody to hang out with, you just maybe need to uh, start small,
Mhm.
and you'll see how it grows, because especially with women, they love community. Um, I remember my husband, I begged him to go to this group of men that were meeting for coffee for like probably 10 years,
Okay.
and he never wanted to go. And then finally, when he went, he's like, oh, now he would never miss, right? So women are more, I think, more engaged in, like, finding their tribe. And if you want to build a tribe, I just say open your doors with love, and then listen. Surround yourselves with people that you believe in, that you have the same culture, that uh, different opinions.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have all, you want different people, different
Yes.
strengths. We do a lot with strengths finders, and you want
That's
people
true.
that are different than you. But again, we have to put our listening hats on. I mean, there's so many things now with the political landscape and all this stuff everywhere. We just have to work in our own little spot and do what feels right for us. Because as soon as it doesn't feel right for us, people are going to know that, and they're not going to buy into what we're selling. If you want to call it selling, sharing, whatever. But yeah, I would just say start and don't stop.
Yeah.
And that's principle number 9. And that is dues don't retire. If you have something on your heart, hey, well, first of all, reach out.
Yeah.
We got a lot of ladies in the room, and
Hmm.
we'll listen to your ideas, and we'll I just was on a call with someone earlier. I've got like four people to introduce her to because she's a new person getting started, a dentist that was in a terrible car accident and can't practice anymore. I mean, what do you do? Who do you reach out to? You're kind of alone, but you're not. And I think if you're listening, you're not alone. There are groups. Find your group, find your community, and if there isn't one that you're particularly like, start your own. And it's just a matter of opening the door, having a reason, and not giving up.
Absolutely. Reach out, reach out, reach out, because again, the answer's in the ladies' room. Somebody will know somebody to help you in some shape, form, or way. And you're right, just reach out and connect and talk. I
Yeah.
think being it's very, very important to voice what you are, who you are, and your concerns and your desires and your wants, because it's not going to happen if you just sit there and not talk about it. So
Yeah.
everybody, each and every one of us want to help each other. But we're not mind readers. So we definitely want to be able to connect in a way that is, where you are hearing the other person. So the other
Yeah.
piece of it is, one is that you need to talk about your issues, and second is you have to give people the space to, so that you listen to their issues. So
Yeah. Yeah.
really, both ends of the coin.
Both ends. And that's like being a good parent too. I mean, I'm still working on that. I mean, listening is not one of my top skills, but it also brings back to the strengths. You have execution, you have influencing, relationship building, and strategic. So if you are all strategic and you don't have anybody executing in your circle, you need somebody in your circle that can execute the amazing ideas you have. So I think it is learning yourself and then learning about your team,
Yeah.
the people around you, and
Yeah,
and
and
it's
and I know Anne swears by the strength finders, and it's really amazing the insights that you get just by taking that the strength finder test. So I would say, hey, start by taking your own strength finder test, see where you land, and then maybe say, give the test to a few of the key members on your team so that you can better understand who you're working with, and hopefully that will help create a better and much more thriving work environment for both, right?
yeah,
That's
because
so I
everybody
would
likes to
say
work
go.
in yeah, everybody likes to work in the lane
Yeah,
that they are most comfortable with instead of trying to, fit that square peg in a round hole. But the world is their oyster. I mean, dentistry is so exciting times. You're never going to get people out. You can't get the people out of dentistry. I mean, I really think that you're still going to have, this is a very relationship driven profession. And I think we're safe right now and just we're in it to win it. Get on the wagon and don't get off. On the jungle gym. Get on the jungle gym and
jungle
don't get
gym.
off, right?
So true, so true. And looking ahead, we've got the Do Retreat coming up in about what, 8 weeks, I think, or
Yep,
no, less,
seven
six,
or 8 weeks.
7
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
6 or 7 weeks.
yeah,
And who, to all the listeners out there, it is an amazing, amazing retreat. There's so much planning, and it is so carefully curated. Everything. There's even a fashion show in there, for crying out loud. I mean, we really go all out. Anne and her friends and her people, her extended family, I must say,
yes,
really had come together to make this event one of the most successful events of the year. It's, for me, it's like closing out the year with a huge Christmas party. It really is so amazing. I mean, you get motivational speakers, you have speakers who are, clinical, you have speakers who are non-clinical. It is so interesting, and I've been to a few now, to be a part of this retreat where you're honestly a part of it. You're not a spectator.
yeah,
You're in that room. You feel like it has a vibration of its own, an energy that I can't even describe. It's so potent. And I would say to all the women in dentistry out there who have not done a retreat or have hesitant to do a retreat, do this one. This is an easy way to come into dentistry in a place where you'll be supported, and really held up by the women in the room. And so, you want to tell a little bit about the retreat, Anne? I mean, I can go on and on and
Oh my gosh. No, you nailed it. I mean, listen, it's not necessarily a conference, if you will, or even a retreat. It's an experience. It's an
yeah,
experience. And again, the women in dentistry are so beautiful inside and out. And the ones that join us, they're, like people get like, or like people, I don't know, we'd love you to come. We've got a few seats left. So get your ticket. It'll
yeah.
be in Charlotte, North Carolina, November 13th through 15. And I don't know. My goal with the retreat is always about the same. I want women to fall in love with themselves again and fall in love with others, fall in love with their career, with this profession, with where they're going, and wherever you are, we want to lift you higher. That's all there is. That's what it's about. So you're all
Absolutely,
welcome.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, and for all our people who are viewing the podcast, the QR code is right here. So scan the QR code. That'll take you to the website for registering for the retreat, November 13th through the 15th. I am so excited to be there, and I'm so humbled to be a part of the Do Retreat as a panelist this year. I mean, thank you, Anne. That is so amazing. I think I'm the only dentist in that dental entrepreneur panel group.
I think you are, and that is going to be amazing. That panel is my favorite. We're giving you an hour for this panel. It's
Oh my
women
gosh.
going to the top. Yeah, it's women going to the top. And how they did it, their stories. And it's just going to be amazing. JC Meminger is going to facilitate. We've got Aditi, we've got Warda, we've got Jana from Curve. Zanya Winans has her own company. I mean, it's going to be just an incredible panel of women, and I can't wait. So you can't leave until that's over. And then we've got all sorts of goodies for you. There's so many amazing speakers and panelists.
Yeah.
Again, and we have the doobies this year, Aditi. We're working on a lot of things like that. We're going to have mentors this year for the doobies, because a lot of times they come and, I mean, I'm telling you, it was a one woman show last. So this one is going to knock your socks off, everybody. I am diver retreat committee right now, and it's just I don't have to do as much as I've had in the past, which is great, because I would show up like a deer in headlights, and people still come back. Just like this year, it's going to be crazy, and I think we're going to probably sell out this year for next year, because we've got the same date every year. So if you're listening and you can't make it the second weekend in November, we're going to have the second week in November in 26 and 27 at the Valentine Resort. So yeah, we can't wait to see you, hug you.
So amazing. I can't wait to see you. Again, like I was telling the listeners earlier, that I have had the pleasure of spending some quality time with you this past couple months. And I was really brought to earth when somebody told me that, how is it that you get to spend so much time with Anne and I can't get 5 minutes?
Can't
And
get
I
5 minutes.
was like,
Oh.
you know what? I guess I must be the luckiest chick in the world. So
Well, you are also you also pull the trigger on things, and like, again, we get tickets to the comedy show. Then we're walking by in Philadelphia, and we go to Aditi's like, oh, let's just go to the Ritz-Carlton and have a laughter dinner. I mean, like, this was so much. You are fun, Aditi. You are fun. You're not only a badass female owner, CEO, and founder, but you are a lot of fun. And yeah, we've been blessed by being able to share some time. I've loved every minute of it too, and I look forward to more times like that in
yes,
the future.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
So and wait a minute, one other thing, whoever that was, just tell me, give me a call. I mean, I picked my phone up. I got 5 minutes.
no, that's what I told her. I said, like, she is so approachable. Just email her. It will be, she'll respond like that. I think it was just so cute.
Oh, well, I'm honored. I'm honored, honestly. Everybody honors me. And again, it just, I'm the kind of a gatekeeper. Only my gate's like swinging wide, and it's wide open. So
Yes.
anyway.
No, and we appreciate your wide open gate. So thank you so much for that, Anne. And you know what? You don't need a gatekeeper, because I'll tell you why. You have the entire DO community who is gatekeeping for you. And
Yeah.
so don't worry about your gate. You
Well,
can
I
leave it
won't.
open, because you've got all these women who are ready to stand outside to keep
Oh,
your gate open.
thank you. Thank you, Aditi, and thank you for saying yes to joining us and being such a big part of DO and a big part of our retreat this year. So
Thank
thank
you.
you for everything. I'm honored to be on your podcast, Practice Pulse. I love it. So
Thank you.
cool. And
Absolutely.
I
So,
said,
and I'm so honored for you to be here. And congratulations on your award from your alma mater. I mean, that's a big deal. Like, yeah.
well, Ohio State's a pretty big school. I was like, what's and Tom is a Penn State fan, so it was a little bit. I was like, "Come on now, buddy, buck up here. We're going to go to Ohio State," and then they won on Saturday. So yeah, I felt pretty special, and it was. You never know where where your career is going to go. I mean, again, you guys just keep on trucking and keep doing you. That's the
Yeah.
thing, right? Right, Aditi? We just keep doing us. We're going to keep doing us.
Yes.
We're going to keep
Absolutely.
doing our thing.
We
And
will. And, so thank you so much. And I will see you next month,
I'll
or
see.
almost next month, at the DO retreat.
I cannot wait.
Thank you.
And I thank you.
Thank you.